Hello and good morning. My name is Scott Wilson. I'm with Houston Event Photography, and I'm going to try to explain to you how to use the program uh, Triprism Teps-X. It's an event software that we use. It runs on an Apple Mac OS 10, and it is a very excellent program for shooting events, but there's not very good documentation that comes with it. Their website, some of the videos don't show you all the features that you may need to know to get it up and running. So I'm going to try to explain it to you in our series of videos, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to start out by showing you down here on my taskbar that I have three programs running. I have Teps-X Share, which is the main program. I have the Print Center, which allows you to look at your print spool to see what's waiting to be printed and if your printers are even showing up uh, to the computer. And then I have a processor, and the processor processes all of the files that you send to the print center. We keep these up on our screen all the time so we can look at them in case we have any kind of issues or we need to know what's going on with a particular package. But to get started, you just want to click on the Teps-X Share camera, and your program will load up. And this is what we call the main menu. It's important that you know how to get to this main menu because there's a lot of settings that you can only change while you're in the main menu. A lot of times when you're running the program, you may want to change something, and you can't do all the changes that are necessary for all the functions without returning to this main menu. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Up here at the top, you'll see preferences, and then you'll see a Teps settings preference. And if we click on that, it brings up all the preference settings for Teps. And there's a lot of them, and they do a lot of different things, and you need to know about some of them to really understand Teps-X. To start out with, it needs to know how you are going to be importing images into Teps-X. Are you tethered to a camera where you're going to be capturing images and they're going to be coming in off the camera, or are you, uh, you know, pulling them off of a folder somewhere where there are already images stored? We use ours with our cameras all the time. So normally ours is set up as a camera option. It's also we use me and my partner. We mainly use Nikon equipment, but some of our photographers that work for us have Canon. So this is where you would set that. If you're a Canon shooter, you just go down here and change it. It also has a hot folder feature where if you had images stored on a network somewhere and you were dropping images into that folder, say from like you were using Lightroom or Aperture, and you were capturing images uh, using those two programs and you were dropping them into a folder, you could set up Teps to look at that folder as images fall into it, and it would load them up into Teps-X. But like I said, we normally just have it in Nikon. Down here is another option that we use. We shoot barcodes a lot on our jobs. Some of our bigger customers, like Christmas time when we're doing a lot of Santa Claus orders, we give all of our customers a barcoded card so they can go online and order additional products, and they pull them up by barcode. If we were using barcodes, we'd hit this little button to enable customer order mode, and that would allow us to use our barcode scanners to identify images. And we'll talk about that some more in another video. So right now, that's all you need to know to get started with Teps-X and how to start it up. Now if I go over here back to the main menu, I have several buttons here. Start setting is if you're using a camera to capture your images, you would hit this button to start. I don't have a camera hooked up to this particular computer today, so I'm going to show you how to do it with images that are already on a hard drive or already on the network. When we're using barcodes, we may have one camera capturing and 6 sales stations where we have employees selling photos, like at Santa Claus events. And if those sales stations want to see the images that the camera is capturing, they will hit this button here. It's called Preview Images. The setup utilities is how you set up your packages and your templates and your canvases. We'll go into those features as we learn more about Teps-X. We'll start out right here. I will tell you, if you had a camera connected, you hit this start setting. If your camera is connected to Teps-X and it sees it, the first screen that you would see would be a screen, and it's normally the day's date. It sets them up by today's date, and it makes a folder by that date to put those images in. Now you can rename that folder anything you want to once you get into that screen, and we normally do. All right, but we're going to go into preview images real quick. This main image folder is where all of our images are always kept, unless we're on a network. And if we were on a network, then we'd have to go and point to one of our network drives and tell it where those images are stored. With the main images folder, you'll see I've already have some jobs over here that we've shot. I'm going to open up this demo image one. This is one that comes default with Teps-X, and I've added some extra photo images in there just to kind of show you. I hit choose, and this is the main screen, how it looks when you have it up and running. We're using a green screen image here, and I'll show you how to make a green screen template so that you can do green screen. But this is how it would look. You can put different pictures in there, and there's two ways of doing that. You can either double click them on the thumbnail bar up here and it'll put them in there, or you can drag an image from the thumbnail bar and put it in there. So however you like to do it, whatever's the easiest for you. One of the things about Teps-X is if you want to zoom, you have to do it with this little slider over here. They failed to update their software enough to where a scroll wheel on a mouse will work. We've been asking them that for years, and they still haven't added that feature. One of the features they did add when we requested it was up here at the top. This thumbnail is that we have selected right now has a little blue box around it. When we first started using Teps-X, it didn't have this little box, so you had no idea what image you were on. And we had them add that feature because we shoot a lot of Santa pictures, and we may have 10 or 12 images of the same kid trying to get a good expression, and you're trying to show mom which ones they are, and you have no idea which image you're on if you have 12 of them that look real similar. So they added that for us. That was really a nice feature that they added. But this is basically the basic setup of how it will look. Over here you have your packages. We print packages. I'll show you how to set up packages for your individual use, and that's where they'll show up. I'm going to see if I can get this to do something real buggy right now, really quick. I'm going to try to keep these videos under 10 minutes. I'm going to send this picture right here to a file, to a folder where we keep images that we process out. And we have a button over here called Print to File 4x6. I'm going to click that. But before I do that, I'm going to go down here into my processor, and I'm going to pause it so that you can see what happens when I hit that button. So I've got that image selected. I'm going to send it to print to file, say OK. I'm going to switch over here back to my processor. You see the image is sitting there waiting, it's pending. If I hit resume, you'll see that image come up. There's the background, there's the photo we took, and then it puts that foreground logo on top of it, and it sent it to a file. And that file is over here in our Finder. We have a folder set up called Print to File. I'll show you how to put that folder in there. If I go to that folder right now, you'll see there's two images in there. There's one from previously, and there's the one I just sent. Now I'm going to go back to Teps-X, and a lot of times when you go back, it didn't happen this time. All your thumbnails will be gone, all these menus will be gone, and you'll go, how did that happen? What do I do? Well, all you have to do to fix that is hit the camera icon, and it'll refresh the screen. All right, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this first video, and we'll have some more coming.